What does it take for a legacy business to remain relevant and to keep evolving in today's culture? To talk about that, we have with us Dr. Saroshi Dubash, the Group Director of Abans Group, and also the Group Chief Human Resources Officer of Abans Group, Dulani Nissanka. Thank you, and it's lovely to have you all on the show. So, to kick things off, Saroshi, if you could just tell us, Abans's legacy spans years, and Abans has been known over the years for being a consumer goods brand that has introduced so many brands to the country as well. But beyond that, the group has since evolved into a conglomerate in diverse areas, in diverse sectors. Tell us about the expansion. Tell us about how that has come about and where you all stand today.
Yes, most Sri Lankans know Abans for its world-renowned brands of consumer durables and electronics items. And that is the journey which we have been very proud to follow. But now we have expanded, and our group is a diversified conglomerate with several businesses which are respected throughout. Some of the areas which we are in are finance, manufacturing, environmental services, digital services, lifestyle products, and much more. We are not diversified just for the sake of diversifying. We are there to enhance the lives of our consumers, and that is our philosophy in life. And though the company has expanded, it has stayed true to its values such as hard work, perseverance, and commitment. And also we want to give Sri Lankans a better way of life.
Okay, that's great. I mean, that's also your tagline at the moment, right? A better way of life.
That's right.
So, better way of life. Let's try to talk about also. Abans has a great history of being women-led, has stood for women empowerment also through its leadership with the founder, Mrs. Abans Pestanji, a lot of depth to the company. In that sense, talking about this legacy which has been built around so many years, how does Gen Z come into the question, Dulani? Because Gen Z is now the next big thing and they're the ones taking over society and coming into play. How do you all deal, or how does Abans Group retain Gen Z talent, and what does it mean to you all to have their input also in the organization?
So Gen Z is a topic which is very close to my heart because I have one at home as well. At Abans, we have about 21% Gen Zs in the whole group, which is about 5-6% lesser than if you compare with the global numbers. I think our numbers are increasing. I think one of the biggest challenges organizations are facing is with Gen Z retention. If you ask, can you retain them for 3 years, 3+ years?
Questionable.
Yeah. I mean, if you can retain them for 3+ years, it's awesome. If you actually look at why it's happening, most of the Gen Zers got into the workforce in 2019-20, in the height of the pandemic. And they saw massive layoffs. And the layoffs are still continuing, even though we don't see it in Sri Lanka.
It's happening around.
It's happening around the world because of the AI disruptions. So they are actually don't see loyalty as a strategy for them. And they are also opting, job hopping for upskilling as well as for pay rises. And the third factor is they have very low tolerance. If they see a misalignment with their value system, if they find it difficult to get along with the colleagues, or if they don't see much growth opportunities in the company, unlike previous generations, they don't want to push through it.
Yeah.
Their option is always to look for options outside.
Yeah, it's not incentive to stay.
Their current workplace. So I think Deloitte, every year they do annual surveys on Gen Zs and millennials. In their last year's survey, they came up with a happiness mantra for Gen Zs. And happiness equals money, meaning, and wellness. And it's not an easy formula to crack. So let's talk about each of these factors, okay? If you take money, it's a very dynamic aspect. Forget about Gen Z, all of us, if any of us is being given an increment today, 3 months down the line, that becomes our baseline reality. Yeah. In 3 months down the line, we are back to square one because our brain actually recalibrates to the new normal. Okay, so it's always a moving target.
Right.
You can't make people happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a continuous challenge. Then when it comes to well-being, at Abans, we're actually looking at it holistically. We are looking at mental well-being, physical well-being, social well-being, and financial well-being. So with regard to mental well-being, we are actually working with an external organization. They are working with our company full-time, helping us to assess our organization, where we are in terms of mental well-being. They offer 24/7 counseling service, online, offline, online and physical. They also assess, analyze, and tell us, most of our employees, where the crack is. Do they get stressed due to personal relationship issues, or is it the workload? What is actually causing this stress? And then they also do awareness sessions to help them come out of it. So that's on the mental well-being part of it. I think physical well-being, a lot of companies are working on that, health campaigns, so screenings to health benefits and all of that. It's a very common thing. Financial well-being is something that we have been working right throughout because we have seen a lot of people are finding it difficult to manage their personal finances, and then it creates a lot of stress. So we continuously do have awareness on managing their personal finances. So apart from that, we also have the flexible work schedules, helping them to balance work and life. So that's mainly about the well-being part of it. With regard to giving them meaning for their work, so connecting with the purpose. I think you were talking about our vision. It's creating a better way to life to our communities through our products and our service offerings. I'll take an example from our retail arm, okay? We are very proud to have a brand portfolio, global brands. We are holding about closer to 100 global brands.
That's amazing.
And to name a few, we have LG, Hyundai, Apple, lots of brands.
Yeah.
Right? And there are young people who are actually craving to work with these brands. So it could be the chief marketing officer at a higher level working with principals in different countries to identify what products to bring to Sri Lanka to serve our consumers. It could be a sales guy who's serving at the front line to help a customer identify the correct product to take home. Or it could be even from a delivery team, last mile delivery team, taking the product to his or her home, where you see all the happy faces, right? And all of them are connected to our purpose, making our purpose a reality. Retention is not the goal.
Yeah.
It's actually relevance. Creating relevance is the goal.
And I think Abans Group has been doing that. I mean, just looking at the initiatives that you all have enforced, from mental health to so many things, like even to the nitty-gritties of the fact that you all don't allow just, people to come in and just promote credit cards to people. That's a lot of thought put in there, right? So talking about that also, Saroshi, if to come back to you to the question of a lot of senior management, right? In terms of senior management, female representation is underrepresented in most places. We see when you look at like a boardroom picture or a board picture, it's all like a group of men and whatnot, right? So how has Abans group addressed that? You all have given that platform for women to come into senior management, senior leadership. I mean, talking about you yourself, your experience in being in senior management, how has that been?
Well, I have always followed my mother, who has, as you know, is one of the most senior women leaders in the country. And from the time she worked in her garage, and she has gone up through the various places, she has shown that she's actually gender blind. It depends, the person whom she's dealing with, it depends on their commitment, their integrity, and those factors rather than their gender. So in Abans, we are proud to say we have a maximum number of females on our board, and also we have senior female ladies in every area of our diversified conglomerate, that is in finance, in HR, in manufacturing industries. So even long before it became a buzzword, Abans has been there. Yeah.
So in terms of women leadership contributing to the group's success, that is definitely something that has happened. In terms of success stories, is there anything that you would like to share as well?
Well, Dulani is one of them. She has she joined our company about 5 years ago, and now 5, no? 8. So, and now she has come to the highest level of the company. And then we have another lady called Chandrika, who was our CFO at Abans, and now she's our group CFO and our director as well. Then our chief supply officer is a female, and there are so many stories like that. Yes.
I'm starting from the founder itself.
Yes.
There's so many that you all can talk about.
Yeah.
So in terms of organizational cultural shifts for women, what steps has Abans Group taken? You have made the workplace a place that some women can grow into leadership positions and also build long-term careers. So what's the stance that you would take also, especially in terms of your role as Group HR?
So I think a big part of it is actually connected to what Saroshi was explaining before. My role is actually, it was made easier because our business was found by a female leader, and it is actually part of our DNA as well. You know, in certain organizations, they define leadership potential as a very masculine coded style, right? You need to be loud, you need to be dominant, and you need to be like always on kind of a thing. So at Abans, of course, you need to be very assertive as a leader. But I think what Saroshi was also trying to highlight is that what matters is what value that you bring to the table. We also look at what potential you have to grow to the next level. And at the same time, as a leader, can you also help others to grow? Because when you're a leader, that is very, very important.
It's not a lone path.
Yeah. And I also think Saroshi touched on it as well. We are very, very careful on the value system of the person, because otherwise there will be vampires who are actually draining your blood out from the organization. Yeah, you'll have super performers, but sometimes they might not be the right people. Yeah, so it's very important that you define what leadership presence means to your organization and to your culture. So that's one thing. Just to share some statistics, we have so many boards because we have so many companies within the group. All our companies have more than 40% female represented in the boards. We have a exco, and in our exco, more than 50%
female.
have female representation. I think we have one exco member who has joined at the entry level and come up to the exco.
That's great.
Just merely through her competence. We have the senior most talent pool, which is the CXO talent pool. We have about 28% female leaders in that. And our upcoming talent pool has about 25% female leaders.
Mildly, I suppose.
Yeah, just for you all to get an idea, right? So how is this happening? Our talent strategy is actually it's working on 3 verticals: buy, build, retain. You either acquire talent from the market, you build your existing talent, or you retain your effort. Your strategies are to retain your key talent. So the whole idea is basically to retain the skill set, the competencies, and the values. It doesn't matter whether it's a she or a he.
Okay.
So that's the whole idea. The other factor is creating visibility for all these women leaders. No point of just having them in your organization. Have them give them a real platform. Does your female leaders have a? Do you give them a lead to lead strategic initiatives, key projects? Are they being quoted in your company comms? So that this visibility actually gives the next level of leaders the message, oh, there's a real path in this company. That is also very, very important. So I just would like to sum up this question. Abans is actually being built by a trailblazing woman, Mrs. Abans Pestanji. And I think our DNA has proved in Sri Lanka that effective leadership does not have a gender.
Of course.
So whether you're leading in a boardroom or whether you're engineering a massive project, your ceiling is actually your skill set, nothing else.
That's amazing. Saroshi, Ms. Abans Pestanji played a big role in the organization. And probably when you were a child, you saw how much of dedication and commitment she gave to the organization, especially being in this female position as well, being a female, running a household, running a family. How did that have an impact on you and coming into this position and now also being a group director? How did that impact your core values?
Well, as I mentioned before, I followed my mom a lot. I enjoyed seeing her work and how she handled other people. And when the opportunity arose, I was happy to join the company and follow her systems and her way of doing things. And that is how, and I hope I succeeded in emulating her to some degree. So that is how I became a group director in the company.
As well. Expectations related to work are expanding and evolving as time goes by. How is Abans preparing to stay relevant and to stay up to date in the business segment?
Well, as Dulani mentioned, the GenZs are something to be studied. They don't want to work only for a company, they want to work with a company. And they are looking at companies that give them room to expand and have their ideas and grow. And for that reason, we have to build an ecosystem where all generations are working happily together. We have several people who have been in the organization for over 20 years. But we find that as the Gen Zs enter, they are encouraging them and helping them to grow. So I think that's a big strength which we'll have, and that will help us to retain talent and continue to build good practices in the years to come.
Amazing. So also now moving again from the Gen Z topic, your modern day employee is obviously going to be a Gen Zer, or maybe a millennial, maybe a Gen Zer. How is Abans creating that environment where young employees can feel empowered, can feel that they're contributing and that they're doing something for the organization? What is your take on that?
So I think over 6 decades, it is agility that has enabled Abans to adapt to this kind of change and continue to create better experience for our customers, our employees, and our stakeholders in general. So we adopt few strategies to empower and engage our employees. One thing is this young generation, they want to make a visible impact. Our digital transformation team has been doing an amazing job, automating most of this routine, mundane, repetitive work, enabling us to reduce the people intervention in this kind of thing so that the people can do more meaningful things. So what our effort, it's a continuous effort, okay? You can't make it happen from within a month or two. It's a continuous effort. Is to actually give or even a fresher joining the organization some meaningful work, a complete task, maybe from start to end. It could be a small thing. That's one thing. And they also want flexibility and clear expectations. What am I supposed to do? So that needs to be very clearly told to them. So all our executives are on KPIs. We are very result driven. So everybody is on KPIs. It's
And
like,
also probably why Abans Group is where it is today, because it is KPI
it
driven
is,
as well.
it is. So it is like religiously driven to everybody. And what part is there? You know what is expected. What they don't like is, don't tell me how to do it. I'll do it my way. So that is okay. But if you see someone is struggling for 2 months, 3 months, and you can't keep your eyes closed, right? I remember last Friday, a very young team lead. She must be in her like late 30s, late 20s. She's managing a team of 4 or 5 people in their early 20s. So she's asking me, this girl is not actually meeting her deadlines. Now, month on month, am I to micromanage or not? You should, but it's not for long. Few weeks, a month, 2 months, you can actually help her out. But if it is happening constantly, which means something is not
Is
right.
not right, yeah.
Either
And
she's
it
not
needs to
for
be
the
addressed.
job or has no interest, then you have to take a call. So that's the second thing. Third thing is they also need very fast growth. Now that is a work in progress for us. And I'll tell you why. Because what young generation want is speed, and career ladder is actually made for patience. Okay, you need to grow in a role, get experience, and then get to the next level. Now they don't have that patience. They want a title up very fast. I can see young people in the studio as well. So, uh, you can't blame them because most of these people actually build their identity online, unlike previous generation. Okay, they're on LinkedIn, they're on Insta. We have met most of these people. We have met hundreds of people online. So you see a photograph, you see a name, you see a title, and you see a company that they work on. So their identity and their self-worth comes from that title. So they want a quick upgrade to that self-worth an identity, right? And sometimes we can't give that.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's why I said it's a work in progress.
And comes with a lot of patience also. Yeah.
And what we can offer them is actually parallel growth. So internal mobility. You can move within the business. You can move within the group. There are lots of opportunities within the business, within the group. Internally, you can move to another role. We always, we call it adaptive careers. We always post internal job postings. They can actually apply for better prospects through that. So that's another option that we have given them. And one last thing, because these young people are very, very curious, their minds are very curious, and it's very good. So we have an innovation hub, which has been driven by HR. It's not a physical hub, it's a virtual hub to drive innovation. Anyone who's interested on innovation, they can actually self-nominate themselves, can become an innovation champ. They get lots of training to help them execute innovation projects. They can form a cross-functional team. At any given time, we have minimum 10
That's
to 15.
a great initiative.
Yeah. We have 10 to 15 projects, innovation projects running for process innovation, cost innovation, automation, different areas. And this year, we actually got our digital transformation team also involved. And I think that was a very great step, because they do a lot of automation together with our IT development team as well. So that's another area we have given them to work on to expand their exposure and growth.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, ladies. It was lovely talking to you both. And obviously always wishing Abans Group all the very best with all your future endeavors and everything that you do. And thank you again.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. Thank you.
And there you have it. That was Saroshi and Dulani on LMDPodcasts. Until next time, take care.
Stay tuned for more chats on LMD Podcasts.